How you doing, YouTube? Matt Massive Beer Reviews. Back with some mystery beers. Yeah, new mystery beer. Well, I guess they're all new mystery beers. This one comes courtesy of a new source, and that would be Nick. Or should I say Crafty Nick. Crafty_Nick on Instagram. I just came back from a trip up north into Buffalo for the Shelton Fest. Went up there. Went to the Shelton Festival. Interviewed Joel Shelton and a couple of brewers. You'll hear that podcast come out hopefully before I post this mystery beer. But I was up there, I hit a couple breweries, hit Mortalis, and I hit other half Rochester. I didn't think I was going to be able to make it there, just because I assumed it was in Rochester, which would have meant like a half an hour trip in the opposite direction from where I was going, but turns out it's not. It's actually east of Mortalis on the way home. So I stopped by there. When I stopped by there, Nick saw an Instagram post, so he popped by and dropped off this mystery beer. So thank you very much, brother. Came by, said hi, say what's up, and bestowed me some mystery beer. So I have no idea what's in here. This one is ultra wrapped in that I actually have no access to the top of the can, so I figured the best thing I'd do on this one would be just to give it an old snippy poo on top, and we'll see what happens with this one. So it was super cool of them to kind of pop by and drop off mystery beers. Chatted for a minute or so. I was there with my buddy Keith. Let's unveil this pretty. Let's see if I can actually cut some of this off, because I don't know how this is going to pour with all this stuff on here. So give it an old trim, like a little haircut, if you will. Oh, that's going to do well too. So hopefully, okay, I think we're on the right path here now. So there we go. The logistics of mystery beers never get old. So we'll see what happens with this one. See if I can keep all this breaking shit. See if I can keep all this debris out of there. Okay. That's a pretty interesting color, to be perfectly honest with you. First thing, knee-jerk out of the chute, I want to call that a stout, but it really doesn't look like one. It looks more like kind of like a barley wine, if anything else. Cola vibes all the way, kind of Dr. Pepper, Coca-Cola vibes all the way from the head, the way that comes off in that soft kind of malty, just north of khaki color, with that kind of rich, kind of brownish core. It's not super thick, it's not turbid, it's not hazy, it's definitely clear, but it had this rich brownness to it. So, pour it in the glass, turn your head real quick, and be like, okay, porter, stout, something like that. No. I'm going for more brown ale, more kind of barley one on this one. So, yeah. Interesting, Nick. Let's see what this sucker has to offer. Nose-wise. I don't know what that is. It smells like a soft brown ale. Yeah, like a dark mild. Almost smells like a dark mild. Yeah, I mean, that is somebody's, like, rich, kind of shilling ale, dark, mild, brown ale, somewhere along those lines. You get a soft kind of, it's cold. It's probably a little colder than it should be. That's one thing with mystery beers. You're not quite sure what temperature they should be at. This is probably closer to, like, 45 degrees. It probably should be closer to 50. But I'm getting soft, malty vibes off of it. Actually, nice rich malty vibes, a little bit of caramel, a little bit of brown sugar, nice soft kind of, not necessarily generic yeastiness, but it's almost got a soft breadiness, almost eking into kind of a double bock kind of breadiness to it. I think that might open up quite a bit in the nose. Yeah, I don't know what this is. I can tell you this, though. Very much Suarez vibes on this one. Very much Suarez vibes on this one. That or like a Fox Farm kind of thing going on. Because I'm getting those kind of, I'm not smelling lager, but I'm getting those Schwarzbier, brown ale, kind of a dark, mild kind of vibe going on. So I'm just going to dive in and see what's what. Cheers. Okay. It's got a nice soft caramel maltiness to it. This is kind of confusing. It's got a soft caramel maltiness to it. It's got a bready component to it, a nutty bready, like a nut bread component to it. Zero booze whatsoever. Okay. I'm going to go out on a limb here. No, I don't want to do that. yeah, it's really not overly impactful. The one thing that's really sticking out to me about this is that it has almost a non-alcoholic beer vibe to it. And I know there's a couple breweries really kind of coming into their own nowadays, some out west, some about New England way, that are really kind of pushing non-alcoholic beers. Athletic Beer Brewing Company, I think, is one of them. It kind of reminds me of like a non-alcoholic version of someone's English mild. It has a nice, like I said, rich, soft caramel to it. When I say rich, soft, it's vibrant enough, but it's kind of rounded on the edges. There's that bready, nutty malt, which really comes off striking, because usually there's going to be a connect between that and at least a soft kind of alcohol vibe, but I'm really getting nothing as far as alcohol goes in this. Yeah, I like it. I think it's tasty. I think it works well. In the grand scheme of things, this is either somebody's like sub 5, probably sub 4, maybe even sub 3% English mild, or it's one of those new non-alcoholic breweries. I'm not getting that telltale sign of an alcohol-based beer in it, and that's why I keep leaning in a non-alcohol kind of realm, because it's just not giving me any kind of like even the slightest bit of alcohol vibes to it. It's very much a kind of non-alcoholic vibe. So in the grand scheme of things, it's super low ABV. It's somebody's version of a dark mild or somebody's kind of amber or something like that. And that's pretty much it. Done and done. Let's put it this way. If it is non-alcoholic, or it is a super low ABV beer, I don't think it could definitely be a Suarez beer. I don't think it's a Hill Farmstead beer. It could definitely be a Fox Farm beer. But it lacks some kind of calling card, some kind of note, some kind of vibrance to kind of get in that realm. I'm whittle it down to it's Suarez or it's non-alcoholic. It's probably more often than not going to be a Suarez beer. So let's just dive into it. Let's go with ABV. I didn't even call it out yet. Let's go a 4.2% dark mild. Is this Bones? This is Bones. I think it might be that Bones one. Yeah, it's Bones shirt. That's what I thought it was going to be, just based off of everything. It's their black lager. I didn't get much of a lager vibe off of this, and that's funny. I was like, I kept thinking, I'm like, I haven't had this yet, but I'm like, okay, I know they came out with a black lager, and I know blah, 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 but I thought, what's the ABV on this? I'm kind of rambling now, but I'm kind of like giddy that I kind of guessed at it. But listen, you're talking about a low ABV, let's see, canned, or it has best canned 918, so less than a month old. It doesn't have an actually ABV, and this has to be super low ABV. Listen, it was a dark mild black lager. I call it more of a dark mild. I didn't get much of a lager vibe off of it, but it's had a crisp cleanness that should have led me down that path. Listen, who's going to put a dark mild, a super low ABV dark mild in a sticker can? Because when you cut off the top, you can kind of see there's no full label on it. It's going to be Suarez, so it's not like I'm like some magician at guessing that. But it's tasty, man. That's why I was really kind of hesitant to go down that kind of non-alcoholic path, because it drinks like a non-alcoholic beer in that you can't sense any of the alcohol, but it had a richness and a depth to it that you really do lack without having alcohol in it. So it's like kind of weird in that aspect. It didn't taste like an alcoholic beer, but it had too much going on for it to be for it to be a non-alcoholic beer. But I thought it was tasty. I thought it was chuggable. This is kind of what I would want to drink as a session beer in the winter months, and a really tasty beer. Thank you very much. Man, this is a super fucking cool beer. And a fun one to do, especially mystery-wise, kind of zagging down all those paths. It's definitely something fun to do. And, I kind of guessed it last second, but it's kind of more of a deduction process than anything else. So let's talk about it. It's one of the better dark lager Schwarz beer that I've had as of late. I've liked other ones better. This is quite nice. I dig it. I think it's tasty, but I like the more traditional, a little bit more vibrant, a little bit more lager vibes in those, but this is quite tasty stuff. Valued availability, I mean, it's Suarez. I mean, that can's usually pretty decent price-wise, and leave you with, if you like what we like this, brewery only, by the way. If you like what we like this, if you like Schwarz beer, you like dark milds, if you like those kind of beers, if you like Suarez, if you like lager, dark lager. If you like those kind of beers, this is going to do you proper. Listen, it's S'mores. You have to go there and get it, so there's that hurdle you have to clear, but it's worth going there. The tap room's beautiful. The beers are fantastic, and if you get a couple 4-packs of this is definitely a great beer to drink any time of the year, but especially here in the fall. There you go. Another review in the books. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Down there if you want to talk about it. Massive Beers if you want to check me out doing the social media stuff. Beer Massive if you want to check me out doing the whole podcasting thing. And hopefully you guys enjoyed the review. Hopefully enjoying a nice little dark lager right now. And hopefully see you next time. Cheers.